So 8% is key for you to determine whether or not you want to remodel your home. Hello everyone, this is Ronan Blue, just taking my daily walk here today. And today's topic would be money mistakes you shouldn't make in your 40s. So being in your 40s is an exciting time. For those that have children, maybe your children are just about to leave your home. And you're also at the top of the corporate ladder as well, making a lot more money. And you're at the stage where you can start maybe making money for yourself. And on top of that, you're actually at the age where you're thinking about retirement as well and looking for ways to grow your wealth so you and your partner there could live a pretty comfortable life in retirement. So all of those factors in combination making it a very exciting decade to be in. And you have to make some wise decisions in your 40s as well. I mean, you are making a lot of money, but at the same time, you have to think about your retirement. So it's kind of in the middle of life. So what I want to do is just explain some of the mistakes that people in their 40s make. It might be some that you're actually making right now. People in their 40s is that a lot of them actually invest too conservatively. And it kind of makes sense because you don't have as much bills as you did in your 20s and 30s. You don't have your student loans, or you're not piling in more money into the mortgage to pay it off. And you have extra money. Because your salary is a lot higher than it ever was, a lot of people actually go ahead and spend on larger purchases, like buying a boat. And instead of being a little bit more aggressive in investing into the stock market. See, that's not really what they primarily think about. So you really want to be very careful that you don't spend your extra funds on objects that you might not even need in the longer term. And it's better just to invest that money and grow it compoundedly so you can have a secure retirement. But of course, that's really difficult for a lot of people to do because they like to have that instant gratification, and they want to go ahead and spend the hard money that they've earned. And it makes sense, but it could be damaging for your future. And what some people do with the extra money that they have is to upgrade their home. Maybe you're close to paying off your mortgage on your home and you have that extra money to do some remodeling. So they spend money on changing up the floors and the windows and just making improvements here and there. But it becomes extremely costly for you to do so. So other than just focusing on remodeling your home right away and breaking your wallet, what you want to do is you just want to repair the necessary things first, and then slowly get into the habit of remodeling. Not doing everything all at once just because you do have that extra money. So basically what you don't want to do is take that risk in remodeling your home, and maybe you won't even get any return from it either. So you'd be sacrificing your retirement plan if you pour all your money into your home. The only way a house would actually be worth it for you, a paid off home especially, is if the home actually brings back a 8% return on a yearly basis for a 15-year period, then it's worth having to be doing so. But if it isn't, I wouldn't remodel. So factor that into your calculation as well. So 8% is key for you to determine whether or not you want to remodel your home. And next point, well, some of you may not think it's a mistake, but some people do consider it a mistake, and that would be by putting college in front of your retirement. So basically paying for your children's education. It isn't actually very affordable nowadays. It's one of I think it's the second largest debt there is, student loan debt. And parents borrow off of their retirement savings to pay for their children's education. I mean, although it's very noble, it's actually very important for your children to get an education, but at the same time, you want to question whether or not you're risking your own retirement. You might end up not being able to pay off the loan, and um, and it's potentially possible that your your child there might not graduate either. Um, and There's a number of factors involved. But then, of course, if you are really focused on doing so, you can always divert some towards uh, putting it towards student loans, and some towards your retirement savings as well. But in most cases, I think it's probably good for you to just teach your children some values on saving and how they can create their own money from an early age, and they learn that responsibility to be able to earn and save as well, to be able to gain enough so they can pay for their own education, and that would be one option as well. My parents didn't give me a dime at all for my education. I had to actually work at the airport from when I was about 16 years old. I started off as a stock boy, and and then I became a cashier, and I learned to save money. And it was a very, very important lesson for me to learn how to manage and grow my own wealth from a very early age. And I eventually was able to pay for my tuition, which was really great. Um, and I felt a sense of accomplishment in staying in school as well. But another issue that a lot of people in their 40s aren't doing is creating an emergency fund. So what they feel is just because they have a higher salary, is that they're never going to encounter any issues, and whatever issues that they do encounter, they'll be able to cover it with their monthly salary. But then people are caught in the corner when they lose their jobs at age 40, and especially if they're in a depressed economy, it'll be harder to find another job. So they'll be caught in kind of a vicious circle of having to really struggle with the amount of money that they have without an emergency fund. So it's very important for people to have an emergency fund for those unexpected expenses. It might be for your car, or it could be for your housing. It could be for your health as well. So it's very important from that perspective to have an emergency fund for sure. And you want to have at least 6 months worth in your emergency fund. It gives you plenty of time to be able to find another job and use that emergency fund as a buffer. And another thing that people do in their 40s and they avoid is their health. So that could actually become very expensive if you're not constantly exercising. You can easily get sick, and then it leads to having to spend on medical bills. It's really important to just exercise on a daily basis. I mean, taking these daily walks like I do, it's great for the body, right? You get that fresh air, and your legs become stronger, your whole body becomes stronger, and you're able to keep your body very healthy, and keep yourself away from the doctor's table. And 40 years old is a time when your metabolism actually starts to slow down, and you start growing that pot belly. And they say that you actually gain a pound every year till the age of 65. So you always want to maintain your daily routine of getting exercise, whatever it may be. Just get out there and start walking. And another mistake that some people in their 40s do would be in stagnating their careers. So in their 20s and 30s, they work pretty hard and rising that corporate ladder, and they get to a point in their career that they sit comfortable. They feel that it's enough money to support themselves, to pay for the things at that moment. But when you're in your 40s or your 50s, is actually the time that you get paid the most in your career, and it actually gives you the opportunity to have a lot more money saved to maybe move on and look for another job opportunity. Just because you're in your 40s doesn't mean that you should stop there. There's also other opportunities out there that you may want to challenge, and it might be of a larger income for you as well. So That's another mistake that a lot of people in their 40s do. They just sit comfortably with the job that they have, and they don't further raise it. But if you are perfectly happy with the employment situation that you're in, then there's no need to change it. But then if you feel your job isn't really satisfactory, you should go for it. You know, just because you're in your 40s doesn't mean that you can't compete with those who are in their 20s and 30s. It's still mid-age and you still have those opportunities available for you to push forward. So people actually describe being in your 40s kind of like the sandwich decade, and why it's described that way is because you're sitting like a piece of meat between those fluffy pieces of bread. So you're in a position where you're paid the most in your career, and your children are just about to leave, and you have a lot of choices for you in the direction of retirement. So you want to actually take that opportunity in your 40s to really focus on having to save money towards a comfortable retirement. And it's actually at a time where some people retire early. Well, I think I end my vlog here today. Tell me what you think of all of the points mentioned about the mistakes you could potentially make in your 40s. Maybe you have some points of your own you can mention to the community, and just comment below. If you like this vlog, please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell for more of my coming content here. Thank you for watching my vlog. Be free, gain wealth, and travel far.